Pharmaceutical pricing. The history of pharmaceutical pricing. Between 1997 and 2007, drug spending in the United States tripled, then decreased until around 2013, when it began to rise again. By 2015, annual prescription drug spending in the United States had risen to almost $1,000 per person, accounting for 16.7% of total personal healthcare spending. However, Americans do not take more prescription or over-the-counter medications than patients in other countries. The U.S. government's strategy for allowing drug maker monopolies, combined with coverage requirements imposed on government-funded medical programs, has an impact on the high prices Americans pay for pharmaceuticals. Background. Prescription drug prices and spending have risen to unprecedented levels, adding to unsustainable healthcare costs in the United States. A third of the increase in prescription spending was due to drug price increases by manufacturers or a shift towards prescribing higher priced products by medical professionals. High drug prices can be attributed to the cost of production and research and development. Counter-argument. Did you know, according to AbbVie's principles, they strive to invest and innovate relentlessly to tackle unmet needs, creating new medicines and healthcare approaches for a healthier world. They also strive to reduce pharmaceutical prices when possible and focus on the well-being and equality of patients. For some background context on pharmaceutical pricing, pharmaceutical costs account for 17% of all healthcare expenditures. The Affordable Care Act allowed for 16.9 million more people to get insurance, allowing more people to have access to prescription drugs, which increased demand and in turn increased prices. Pharmaceutical prices clearly make up a huge amount of total healthcare expenditures in the United States, but there are reasons or explanations that can help justify these high prices. You may be asking yourself, why are pharmaceutical prices so high? How is it justified? Prices are extremely high in general, but it's especially noticeable when compared to other countries. Well, here are some of the reasons that pharmaceutical prices are so high in the United States. Many people rely on drugs to survive, so they're willing to pay extremely high prices. Drug companies know this and take advantage of it. The FDA makes it difficult for generic, cheaper drugs to be produced. Drug development and approval can be a lengthy process. It costs roughly $3 billion to develop a new drug. The United States patent system dictates that if a company patents a drug for 20 plus years, they will remain the sole provider of that drug. There is a monopoly of drug manufacturers. These companies set their own prices for drugs, and private insurers generally don't negotiate these prices. When there is a monopoly over a specific industry or product, it allows companies to skyrocket their prices. Customers and patients rely on the product/drug, so those who can will be forced to pay these extreme prices. Leader. Jeffrey R. Stewart is the Executive Vice President and Chief Commercial Officer at AbbVie. What are the duties of a Chief Commercial Officer? To ensure that the company must continue to provide products and services that people can be satisfied with. Take on the challenge of planning to ensure that the company's goals are met and sales goals are not compromised. Why do they raise prices? They raise their prices in order to earn more revenue, which is necessary in order to fund their continuing research of new drug discoveries. How would they manage problems regarding pharmaceutical pricing? Marketing. Must develop and implement marketing strategies that will engage and retain customers and potential customers. Determining the pricing strategy. When pricing their drugs, pharmaceutical companies not only consider a drug's uniqueness and effectiveness, but also competition from other companies. If prices are too high, customers will not purchase the product, but if priced too low, then the company may not profit. The individual must have hands-on experience in designing ethics programs for industry. They introduce the idea of fairness to all parties, including the company, as a guiding principle. Positive leadership skills. Communication. Seeking and accepting feedback is a sign of respect, communicating that others' opinions are valued. They have self-esteem, so they accept criticism, collaborate effectively with others, and cultivate a team-oriented environment. Goal-oriented. With this kind of match, the leaders can easily motivate teammates to perform according to their values. Characteristics of emotionally intelligent leaders. Comfortable and self-aware, they are confident with their skills, goals, and visions, but value continuous improvement. Have respect. Leaders must return to this basic value to regain trust and amplify their effectiveness toward the team. As said in the lecture, respect is the value that multiplies the desire of both the leader and the follower to work harder and deliver consistently excellent performance. Negative traits. Common negative traits among leaders. Arrogance. When decisions are made among a group of individuals, the leader can discuss different perspectives and reasonings for each person who makes up the decision. That way, arrogance is not displayed. In his book, Leadership in Healthcare, Essential Values and Skills, author Carson Dye states that if decisions must be made by a subset, the reasons must be explained to and discussed by the entire team. Easily distracted. By showing a positive attitude, a leader will show a better understanding of his group members, and distractions will take place less frequently. Dye also states that positive affirmations are statements and behaviors that build others up and boost their confidence and sense of well-being. They serve to minimize the many negative distractions. Hostility. Being more competent in interacting with others more effectively will reduce hostility in the working environment of a leader and the group as a whole. Dye also states that interpersonal ineptitude in leaders lowers everyone's performance. It wastes time, creates acrimony, corrodes motivation and commitment, and builds hostility and apathy. Agency. AbbVie Pharmaceutical Research and Development. AbbVie states that their mission is to discover and deliver innovative medicines and products that solve serious health issues and enhance people's lives today and address medical challenges tomorrow. Their therapeutic focus areas are immunology, oncology, neuroscience, virology, and eye care. AbbVie is the biopharmaceutical spin-off of Abbott Laboratories, formed in 2011, that now employs 48,000 people. The creation of AbbVie was facilitated by the efficacy of Abbott's TNF-inhibiting biologic medication, Humira. The efficacy of Humira for the treatment of immune-mediated diseases served as the basis for continued research into immunology and oncology and other therapeutic focuses. AbbVie currently has 59 programs in its pipeline, 13 of which are in phase 3 clinical development. A majority of the pipeline focus is immunology and oncology. AbbVie has created drugs that treat 60 plus conditions for people in over 175 countries. They operate manufacturing and research development facilities in 20 countries. They've donated $35 million to support underserved communities and healthcare systems addressing COVID-19. They've invested $5.8 billion to advance science in 2020. They also provide free AbbVie medications to patients who demonstrate a financial need via a program called My AbbVie Assist.